takes a couple of times. So it's 5:30 in the morning, it's freezing cold. We're going down to Melbourne to meet up with the Gilbert brothers. We're going to go pick up the Galaxy and the Roadster body that I bought off Bob Bleed back at the start of the year. There's two cars that I really, that were obtainable for me, that were like high on the list, and one was a 1950 Ford, which I got that, and the other was a Model A Roadster, and now I've got a lot of stuff to make that happen. So that's the good thing about going to the States. Like there's swap meets here, and you can find stuff, but it's just not as obtainable as in America. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to build this thing. I've got it in my head what I want to do, and how I want it to look, and the stance, and I've got it all worked out. I've just got to make it happen now, so it's pretty exciting. It's going to be a good day. This Roadster body's been, handed back and forth through a few people in the States, and it's sort of been one of those things that nothing's really happened to it, and there was everyone probably had plans but never got around to it, and now it's ended up in my hands, and it's made its way back to Australia, which is really cool, because it's come halfway around the world, and now I get to do something with it, and it's exciting. I'm pretty sure the guys that owned it before me would be excited to see something happen with it as well. This is my 1929 Ford Roadster that I'm going to build. The plans are at the moment, I'm going to pretty much start the build. We're about to move house in 4 weeks. I've got a 1950 Ford that I should be building, but all I want to do at the moment really is just to build this, and I can't stop thinking about it. So I bought a 61 Galaxy off Bob Bleed when he was in Texas, and then after waiting a few months to travel over there to get it, he advertised that he was selling this Roadster body. I bought it off him. He held on to it until I got there. When I got there, we got the Galaxy, loaded this body up onto the back of my friend Lucky Burton's truck, and he was nice enough to tow it back to California for us. In the meantime, I'd saved up a bit of cash, and I planned on buying as many parts as I could to fill the boot of the Galaxy up. So then I came back after the trip. I left all the parts in the Galaxy. The Galaxy got shipped back. I got them, and then some time went past. This stuff just sat in the corner. I decided I was going to go back to the roundup again the following year because I had so much fun, which was the start of this year. When I was at home, I was at work one day, and I found this 324 Oldsmobile motor that was on the ham classifieds, and I immediately rang Piero and said that I wanted it, and it turns out that it was half an hour drive for him and Lucky to go get it, so they were nice enough to go pick it up for me, put it on the crate, had it all ready to ship. I bought the rear wheels off Piero. He was going to use them on live wire, he never did, so he had them sitting there, and he was nice enough to sell them to me. So I got those, put them on the pallet. They went back with the engine along with some other parts. I sort of want it like a 60s style Roadster. Have the olds. I've got a 3-speed ball Warner gearbox. It's an Aussie gearbox that my friend Michael Aarons and Ashley Cave put me onto. 9-inch rear, chrome reverse rims on the back, painted 15-inch Mercury rims on front. until hopefully I can acquire some chrome ones or whatever. The real shell, it's going to be channeled 4 inches over the chassis. Pretty much how it sits now is kind of what it will sit. It'll probably be a bit lower in the front. I'm going to try and do most of it here. Here and then the new house that we're going to, I'm going to try and do most of it myself. Obviously the engine oil will have to be machined. I think I'll get them to put it together. I've got it in this mock-up stage, but I need to sort of blow it apart. It's all just sort of sitting together anyway, just so I can get an idea, you know. And I guess mocking it up like this has really made me excited, because you can look at it and see, you know, it'll be a bit lower in the front with smaller wheels, and once it gets all the weight in it, but the back should sit pretty nice, you know, from the measurements we've done. So basically we're just going to strip it down now, get the body off, and start working towards pulling it apart. Engine's got to go up to get cleaned and measured tomorrow, so that they can give me an idea of this engine, you know, make sure it's not cracked. So this is all the stuff I got to take to load it up to go to the sandblasters. To my chassis, which might be fucked, it might not, but you can see all the old boxing plates that they've done. And it's got brakes, the other cowl that I want to use, and the front crossmember in there. Here's my 2 front wheels that I got blasted, and we put some etch primer on the other day. I got all this stuff back from the sandblasters, so me and Tesha went and picked it up, put it in the Subaru, did a mad dash back because we had the chassis on top of the roof rack thingies and it started pissing rain. So I got the cowl, the other cowl I'm going to use. I got the chassis, got the backing plates and the front drums all sandblasted, and it all came up pretty great. Pretty happy with it. Cleaned up the welds on all the old boxing plates and weld a few more things, weld all the holes on the chassis. And then it'll go to take it down to Rancho Bend and see if we can make sure it's all straight and everything. Last night I got this apart. Had to cut all the sort of subfloor that they've put in it, someone's put in it. Cut all that apart, got the doors off, cut the cowl off from the steel scuff plate things that they've used to weld it together. But the crazy thing is that this, which I was always a bit worried what it was, because it had a aluminium sort of cover just screwed over it, bent over and screwed over it. This is actually where the boot lid and the deck lid has been brazed to the side of the quarters, and then they've just filleted it shut. So, and then they've cut it open at some point, so it must have just had a smooth deck lid, because when I got this bit off, I cut through here to get the bottom of the boot lid off, and this bit's all been brazed to the back, just tacked every now and then, so it came apart pretty easily, but really weird that they'd do that. So anyway, I'll get this off and then I'll pull it apart, and then these will go get blasted too. But the plan is for the rest of the day is get all that stuff primed, prepped and get it in edge primer so that it's not going to rust, because it's kind of windy and cold and shit today. Now we're in Castlemaine. This is where I sort of grew up, and it's actually self-proclaimed as the street rod capital of Australia. So this is my new little garage, little workshop that was built. This was built before the house was built in the 50s. I've got all my shit. There's the Roadster quarters, I got them blasted. So they've all been taken apart and blasted and ready to be repaired. And here's my new frame. I bought another frame because the other one I wasn't happy with it. So I bought this one, and it's really good. It's been blasted. My friend Ebo was nice enough to lend me his chassis table that he's built, his chassis bench. Obviously all the uprights there are set up for his 32 chassis, but it's a completely level surface, so I'm going to use it. Get it all locked in tonight with new uprights and get it ready to start pulling the cross members out and start work on it. The kick up that me and Kyle designed, so this will go something like that, so it'll be up 7 inches, yeah, like that, up 7 inches and extended like 3 inches or whatever to mount the spring behind the axle. This is where we're going to build my roadster now. Cut a bunch of uprights that I'm going to weld to the table, and then a couple of really good tacks on each upright to the chassis so that the chassis won't move, and then I can start taking all the cross members out, doing the rear kick up, getting it ready for boxing. That's scary, but that's good. Now the front cross members in. The rear cross member's been taken out, all the rivets drilled out, and I've got it set up exactly where I need it to be, which is 7 inches up from stock location. I'm about to just give it a few final tweaks and measurements, and then I can get the rear cross member tacked in, and pretty close to getting ready to box it, and then be able to set it up as a rolling frame. Pretty much where that's where that plate's going to be. I've cut it in on a bit of a 45. It's all ready to tack, so this side's all trimmed across on the down, so it all runs in parallel, like in the same line as the original frame, so it should look pretty neat when it's done. This is 7 inches up, and I've moved the rear cross member back 7.5 inches for spring behind. Got the rear cross member up where it wants to be, and the kick up plates all tweaked and measured and in place, so, and I'm just moving on to boxing plates so I can get it all tacked together. So here's what I'm going with the boxing plates. I got it out of the jig, which is fucking awesome. I got all the finished up welding on the rails. I've just got to do a little bit more on the kick up. Put the 9-inch together the other day and set the wheels on it and stuff. But that's where we're at the moment. Just a bare chassis pretty much. Welding the whole chassis and then grinding and sanding it all up. Like, it's a shitload more work than I thought it would be. But it's come up really good. It's cleaned up really nicely. You can definitely tell it's still original chassis because it's still got pitting and stuff, and I can see why people buy reproduction chassis, because it's probably a lot easier. I mean, it's a lot of fucking work to get it to be what you want it to be, but I wanted to do it. I sort of wanted to do it how they would have done it years ago. So I used an original one, and it was an awesome learning experience, and I'm pretty happy, and I'm pretty pleased with myself. You know, I may as well be, because you know, it's a lot of work. Went and picked the axle up and the stub axles and spindles, and he's done the job. I've got the steering arms dropped to suit and a new tie rod. Now I get to put it all together. So I've got all my parts laid out. I've got all my everything for the front end pretty much. The old chrome backing plates that I got off a guy here in Australia off that Aussie Hammers site on Facebook. They were a 60s, off a 60s Australian hot rod, so that's pretty cool. I've had my brake drums machined. I've knocked in the new bearing cups. My wishbones I split a while ago. My spring, all the shackles, the tie rod. I've got to have my tyres fitted to the wheels just in primer for now, so I can get it all rolling. And I've got everything, all the bearings and all new wheel cylinders, and The brake shoes are old brake shoes. They'll do for now. They're actually old asbestos ones with shit with asbestos and wire, so they won't last. But anyway, so I've got everything, and now I'm going to put it all together. God, it's got suspension, this is awesome.
Shit.
First time on its front wheels. Maybe not all four wheels, kind of. Well, I got the front end all together. I know it's only a little thing or whatever, but I'm really excited about it. I just sat back for 10 minutes looking at it. It's awesome. It's pretty cool to have it all just sitting on its own four wheels at the moment. So I got a little radiator today in the mail, so I decided that I wanted to bolt it up. It's just one of those little aluminium cheapo ones, but it looks pretty fucking good. So I set the grill shell on there, and I really want to work out how much I need to chop the grill shell and what I want it to look like. So decided to sit my cowl on, and now I'm going to just, I thought it'd be good to do the little cuts too, actually, because it's actually going to be the only thing I'll probably have to cut to channel the body. So I've done some measurements and some marks, and I'm going to just cut some little bits out so that we can channel it. This is bin juice. Tesha poured cider on it before. Mini. Alright, now get out of here. Well, this is Peter Templeton, and Peter's from very far away. Nearly another country. Peter came from Northern Territory. So how long does that take to get here?
Well, on the plane for 3 hours. It's about 3,500 k's away.
I had shitty doors, and he rang me up, and he's like, "I've got a deal for you, housewarming party, Christmas present, birthday present. Got these 2 brand new doors that I got in a unfinished project lot, and I'll sell them to you really cheap." And then he made me an offer that was too good, so I did it. And then he's like, "I'll come to your housewarming party, bring them on the plane." So he brought down these 2 big pizza boxes with 2 brand new Model A Brookville doors in it, which saved me a shitload of work now.
Well, thanks for the invite anyway. What's happening here is what it's all about. So we all share. What goes around comes around. So
yeah.
Yep.
It's good doing little deals like that, and getting parts brought to you, and then swapping parts and people paying other people for shit that should be going to somewhere else.
Networking.
Yeah. I've done nearly everything myself here. I've got a couple of jobs like the radiator and stuff done by a friend. But it's good just having people like Ben Thomas at Rancho Deluxe, like being able to get Ben, call Ben or give him a text message and ask him a little question about early Ford stuff or whatever. Messaging Jeff and Jeff Peterson and Piero and Bob Bleed in the States, like just being able to message them and ask them stuff's been pretty awesome, and having good feedback, because I was worrying about how it looks, and then they're like, "That's awesome, keep going." And do the same with Tommy Tarko and Ashley Cave, and Ashley's in Adelaide, just message him, and Michael Aarons. The guys in my club that have helped me so far, like Aaron Jeffries and Kyle DeKire, have been great. They do this stuff, they've done this stuff, and it's awesome. I think if you set yourself realistic timelines and have good friends that'll help you, just even with inspiring you or whatever, or giving kind words helps you keep going with stuff like this, and it's awesome. So thanks to all those guys for helping me out so far. Well, this is the first time it's rolled out of the shed on its own 4 wheels. I got my rear end tacked in the other night. I set it all up and I set the pinion angle. I don't have the engine at the moment, so I just sort of set the chassis to ride height and tacked it in there with the pinion angle I wanted, just working out off what I think the engine might be and what the intake manifold is. It all works and it all rolls, and I've had the body mocked up on it and it looks pretty great. I've done the rear tail lights and the number plates around, and I've notched out the front cross member a little bit down here, and had the bottom tanks of the radiator modified, so now I can sink the radiator down further, which is good. Put the body back on it and get it sort of mocked up so I can have a good look at the side profile, and then I'm going to chop the grill shell tomorrow and keep going with bodywork until I get the engine back soon, and then it's really going to be go time by then. Grill chopping time! Cut the sides out to get it over the cross member 2 inches, and then I've since then cut 3 inches out of it, and that's what I worked out that I wanted, and I think it looked pretty good. So I've got it back together, tacked it and sat it on. It looks really good, and I've got a good gap. I'm just going to tweak a few little bits and pieces and weld it up. Headlights done, heated and bended obviously. Cut down an old chrome Model A headlight bar. Made up some sub-4 rails. I got the body tweaked in to where my mate's Brookville body is. Ben in our club's got a brand new Brookville body, so we measured that and pulled the B pillars around until it was the right measurement, and tacked some temporary braces in, did the 4 rails, measured the channel and did the cowl, set the back up and jacked it up till it was about right, so I've got it pretty much where it's going to be. I can do my steering box soon, I can get the engine back soon, hopefully I get the engine back in a couple of weeks. This is it at the moment, this is where I'm at. Hi, I'm Des Russell, and thanks for fucking car. Do it again. Hi, I'm Jeff Peterson, and this is my little rat rod. Hi, welcome to Rat Rod TV. Hi, my name's Morgan Scrow, and I like kissing a few little dicks, just kissing dicks. Hi, my name's Piero, and when I order coffee, I call myself Paul. Hi, my name's Jeff Peterson, and if you ask me on a date, I'll bring my best Velcro shoes. Hi, I'm Dave Stagg at Ashbourne Hot Rods, and this is the Cappuccino Roadster. Hi, I'm Old Morgs, and I'm with the Chub Chevy. Hi, I'm Des Russell, and this is my little Roadster Build.
Hi, I'm Des Russell, and this is my Volkswagen.